Hi guys, back here again to talk about some dolls. If you're new here, this is my channel where I like to talk all about fashion dolls and occasionally some other things that interest me, but mostly fashion dolls. And this series is one I like to do every now and then where I just go through some new and upcoming releases in the fashion doll world, and I just, you know, I sit here in my comfy pink chair and I give my opinions on them. Now, are my opinions the only ones that matter? Yes, they are. And look, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that it's easy to have the best tastes and the truest takes and the most objectively correct opinions. It's hard, okay? I just make it look easy. And I do it for you guys. Sacrifices, you know? But yeah, as far as videos go, these are the most self-explanatory ones I do. And I know you all love it when I ramble for 5 minutes before getting into the video topics, but it is probably best if we just get moving, yeah? So let's go ahead and get into it. So as per tradition, I always like to start with my good friend Barbie. And there's not too much from her this time around, but we did get some Barbie-style fashion packs released through Mattel Creations. 3 of them, and they were chosen by a fan vote, I believe, something like that. And I never really thought I would say this about a Barbie-style product, but they're cute. They're $25 each, which is like kind of a lot for just clothes, but not the worst price I've ever seen on Mattel Creations. Trust me, this won't even be the last time in this video that I complain about a Mattel Creations price. That's pretty much just what we do here. So there's the pink Barbie core outfit, which is fun, but I also think it's funny that Mattel made a jacket out of like the thinnest material, put three entire decorative stitches on it, and was like, here, it's a puffy quilted jacket. You're not fooling me, Mattel. I see right through your tricks and your deceptions. Then there's the Plaza Core pack, which is probably my favorite of the 3. I think it looks really cute. And on the right doll, you know, one that's not Millie here, I think it would look actually, like, super pretty. I've been tempted to buy it, actually, but then literally I go on Mattel Creations and I'm like, never mind. I don't want to buy from Mattel Creations, actually. I just cannot overstate how much I hate Mattel Creations. And the last one is the tennis core pack. Not my favorite, but still cute. It has a lot of really nice basic pieces that I think would really come in handy if you're someone who likes accumulating doll clothes and redressing your Barbies. Fashion packs, like, really went out of style for a long time in the doll world, but we're starting to see them pop up a lot more, which is, I think, objectively a good thing. I like fashion packs. I like having options. And the other thing from Barbie that we need to talk about is the first doll in the new Ken Couture signature collection. Also from Mattel Creations and retailing at $100. 100 doll hairs. I'm just gonna say it. This is the ugliest man I have ever seen in my entire life. When I first saw pictures of this doll, I did not think they were real. I thought, surely, there is no way a doll this unfathomably unpleasant to look at was designed, produced, and then sold to consumers for illegal tender. I thought, surely this is not a doll up for sale on Mattel Creations, because this is not a doll. This is a caricature in a terrible political cartoon. This is the villain in a Totally Spies episode named something like Evil Plastic Surgery much. This man owns 3 award-winning pedigree poodles, and they all hate him. And in case I was being too subtle, I do not like this doll. And I want to be clear that I am absolutely not against, like, a line of collector Ken dolls. I think for all you Ken fans out there, it's a great idea because there's absolutely a market for Ken. We know this. I just think this specific particular doll is incredibly unfortunate, and I dislike him very much. And I also think $100 is an absolutely insane nonsense price to ask for. So yeah, absolutely not. All right, next we have a few Disney things to get through, most of which I actually did not know that they came out until I was compiling stuff for this video, which I guess really shows how closely I've been following Disney lately. And I do want to say, to be serious here for a moment, that when I compliment a doll here in these videos, when I praise them, that is 100% intended for the designers and artists and creatives that make it possible, not the company. These videos are not in support of any company. They're not for promotional purposes. They're not for advertising. They're not for me to tell you to go out and buy anything. And I understand that it's a fine line. It's not always that simple. I acknowledge that, but it really is just like me sitting here and giving my opinions. So for the 65th anniversary of Sleeping Beauty, we are getting a 2-pack of collector dolls from Mattel featuring Maleficent and Aurora, which should be released next month in June, I believe. Personally, I am Team Blue when it comes to Aurora's dress, which is crazy, I know, because I love pink. I think everything should be pink, usually, but I just think she looks best in blue, and I also like when they find creative ways to incorporate both pink and blue into Aurora's dress, so it is kind of like the best of both worlds for me with this doll. I also think Maleficent's face looks really, really good. Now, these are stock images, so there's always the chance she might look a little different in person, especially when it comes to Mattel, right? But the sculpting and the paintwork and the expression, everything looks really, really nice. This set does cost $100 though, and when I zoom in and I look at the fabric choices here, I noticed that they do look pretty cheap. Not the worst, I guess, but definitely not what I would expect to see on a set that costs, again, $100, $50 per doll, so yeah, no. And next, also from Mattel, the Darkness Descends Cruella de Vil doll. Also $100, by the way, my god. Love the fur coat, love the fabric boots, the sculpt and the paintwork are, again, really well done. At least in the product photos, they are. But I am just, like, not a big enough Cruella fan, or even a big enough Disney fan, for that matter, to shell out $100 for her. In this economy, absolutely not. And another thing from Disney, for the 25th anniversary of Star Wars Episode 1, there's a limited edition doll of Padme. That's her name, right? This one is by the Disney Store, which I think is the first limited edition doll we've gotten in kind of a hot minute. So she's $130, which is the new standard price for Disney LE dolls, which, yes, is still insane. I've never seen a Star Wars. I know next to nothing about it. I have only, like, a really vague idea or understanding of who this character even is. So I do not feel very qualified to judge her. Do I think she's worth $130? Absolutely not. Really not even a little bit. But maybe some die-hard Star Wars fans out there are really, really excited for her. If you're one of them, let me know. But I think it goes without saying that this is just, like, really not for me. Okay, last thing from Disney. There's some new Disney Illy dolls from Jakks Pacific. There's a new Stitch one, and the Stitch one, for some reason, has two versions, a white, red-headed one, and a black doll, and I have no clue why that is. This is the first time Disney Illy has done something like this. Like, did one of the dolls have another concept that was canceled late into production, and they just gave her the leftover clothes from the other Stitch doll? I just hope it was something like that, and not something more nefarious. The clothes are cute, though. Not the best I've seen from Illy, but they're certainly not bad. I just wish we were branching out into more characters. We already got Stitch. Everyone in this line, I think, has already had dolls. I just want them to dig a little deeper, you know, and not even that deep. Personally, I just want to see, like, Alice, or Tinkerbell, or Marie, Wendy, even. Oh, and there's also an Ariel doll in this line, and she's cute, but I don't know if her outfit really gives me Ariel in the way I would want it to. The jeans are really cute, but we know how I feel about sequins on dolls, and the second outfit is just kind of eh. I will say, though, that fish purse is kind of everything to me. I love it so much. I don't love it enough to buy the whole doll just for the fish purse, but oh, it's really, really cute. Next, Rika-chan is getting a doll to celebrate Hello Kitty's 50th anniversary, and she is, wow, she's stunning. Collector Rika dolls tend to kind of sit in a weird spot where some of them are not really that impressive. Like, I remember the My Melody collector doll from Rika that not too long ago, she had like a fully printed on corset lacing and a printed on bow that looked pretty bad. And then sometimes collector Rikas are like the most beautiful, stunning, gorgeous dolls I've seen in my life. She will cost about $150 with the conversion to USD, and you have to keep in mind that's with the yen being pretty weak right now, which this is a really expensive video, isn't it? But that's also a price I think personally I would be willing to pay. I'm not going to say she's worth that much, but I would say that I would pay that much, which I think is a pretty big distinction. It is, of course, a matter of tracking down a way to buy her, but that's a different conversation entirely. My point is that she's really, really beautiful, and I'm a little bit obsessed with her. An incredible anniversary doll, and I think a perfect homage to both Rika and Hello Kitty. Okay, now from Integrity Toys, the Poppy Parker At Home collection. I'm bored. I'm asleep. I'm sleeping. And this is supposed to be celebrating Poppy Parker's 15th anniversary. This. Integrity Toys is always just such a big hit or miss with me. And this is, of course, a pretty big miss. Because for what IT asks for these dolls, which is $165 to $175 each, like, it's just not enough. There's not giving enough. And I'm not saying that every IT doll needs to be this huge production with a bunch of moving parts and intricately designed outfits. A cute, vintage, casual collection is not even a bad idea. That's usually even what I want to see from Poppy Parker. And I am a big Poppy Parker fan. Almost every IT doll I've bought so far, aside from 2, I think, have been Poppy Parkers. But I do need more than blue dress or knit sweater and jeans. You know what I'm saying? I do like the one in the pajamas. I think she's really, really cute. Definitely the best of the line, but I already have a Poppy Parker in sleepwear, and she's just not enough of a standout for me that I feel like I need another one just yet, so yeah, unfortunately, this whole collection is a pass for me. I'm sorry, Poppy. Next, we have 2 Skolector releases from Monster High to go over. They're both obviously very sold out by the time of me filming this, but I still got to talk about them. So first, the Creature from the Black Lagoon. So I am not a big Skolector person. I actually have not bought any of them. I have been tempted by a few. I was a little tempted by this one, actually. It's just, again, Mattel Creations. And also the price. She was $65, which is frankly a ludicrous amount to ask for a doll that is wearing a bathing suit. Literally a bathing suit. And the thing is, I don't think it's a bad thing that she's wearing a bathing suit. I think she is actually a very well-designed doll who gives pretty much everything that a Creature from the Black Lagoon doll should give. She looks great, but she is not a $65 doll. And I understand that it's a licensed doll, I get it, but I also resent the idea that I as the consumer, should have to overpay for a product just because of the name that's on the box. So I did pass her up in the end, but I do think she's one of the better Skelectors, all of that aside. And the next Skelector drop was a 2-pack with Wednesday and Morticia Addams. And for them, it was basically the same story as with the Black Lagoon doll. I like them. I think they're really cute. I really love how they look all set up, like the monochromatic color scheme and then the little pops of colors with their accessories. I think their faces and the little details in the paintwork are great. They're not bad dolls by any means. But $90 for the set is just too much, at least for me. And if I can just get real, it's like actually kind of exhausting to complain about prices again and again, because I realize these are dolls. They're not necessities, they're luxuries, but this is my hobby. And it's not even that I can't afford these dolls. Like, I can, it's just that I don't want to pay that much for them. So I can only imagine what it's like for people who are not as fortunate as I am, who cannot literally at a moment's notice shell out $100 for these releases, especially when they're just one after the other after the other. I think a lot of people are absolutely getting priced out of collector products, and it kind of sucks. Okay, but we do actually have some playline dolls to talk about. Thank God. First, the Rainbow High watercolor and create tie-dye dolls. Jeez, how long has it been since we've talked about a new Rainbow High release, right? It literally feels like it's been ages. So this is a continuation of the last Color and Create series, and dare I say, this one is a vast improvement over that one. First off, I think the tie-dye mechanic these come with is probably a lot more engaging than the last one, which is just like coloring the clothes with markers. Probably works a little better too. Secondly, the outfits are more varied and a lot cuter than all of them coming with just a t-shirt and jeans. And the base dolls are also really, really cute. Cute enough that even in just their like uncolored pure white form, they actually look really good. So good for Rainbow High, a little win for them, I guess. And last but certainly not least, something I absolutely did not expect, a new release from LOL OMG. I was fully expecting to say goodbye to LOL OMG this year. I won't lie, I thought they were on their way out. I wasn't sure if we'd ever see anything from them ever again, but these just kind of dropped randomly. They're like out too, available for purchase on the LOL OMG website, which should mean they should be in stores soon too. There's Ace, who looks adorable. I love her color scheme. I love the cat ear headphones. Just really her whole vibe in general. She looks really good. I do want her, but the real star of the show is her friend Perla here, who looks absolutely incredible. Like, when I tell you this is a doll that just appeals so specifically to me and the kind of aesthetic I love, I am so absolutely in love with her, and she's probably like bar none one of my all-time favorite LOL OMG dolls now. I'm so sorry, LOL OMG, that I ever said you were being discontinued, but maybe I should say it more, because it feels like every time I do, you get angry and you come back with just like the most beautiful dolls ever. I do still think that the state of the line is in a pretty precarious place, but I'm just glad they're getting releases, especially when they look as good as these do. A definite win in my book. And that is everything that I had on my list for today. As always, thank you so much for watching. It is, of course, now your turn to go down there in the comments and tell me all your thoughts. Tell me which dolls you're most excited for, which ones you're getting, which ones you already got, and also which ones you're not getting. Because I support being a hater, as long as you keep it civil and you keep it cute. But when you're done with all that, just be sure to like and subscribe for any future fashion doll content. Now go out and get those dolls.